just a second, just getting some last minute things settled.
Welcome to RTA Motorsports.
Hello everyone and welcome. Crash here, this RTA Motorsports, and you're going to notice we have a GoPro strapped to our forehead, and we're going to try something different today. We do have our DSLR kind of mounted to the chair back here, but I wasn't really getting the right view, the right footage that I wanted, that I was kind of thinking about for my videos, and you know, to kind of let you guys see what it's like to really be in this rig with motion and everything like that. So we just picked up a GoPro and we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna give it a shot. Hopefully this all works out well, and hopefully the GoPro doesn't move around too much. Now we're gonna be in Iracing, which Iracing, the force feedback as far as the motion rig, depending on the car, kind of varies. We're gonna drive around with the Porsche, actually the Chevy Corvette C7 Daytona prototype. We're gonna drive around with that and kind of see how that works for us. And Mr. Awesome 7123, how you doing? And so yeah, we're gonna just check this out and see how this all works. Hopefully it all works well. So this is gonna be the view. Hopefully you all can see that. Kind of crazy, kind of nutty. Like I said, hopefully nothing moves around too much. So what we do got to get started is our controller for Dash Meter Pro. So that's going now, and going to a test session. Practice session with Corvette Daytona prototype. Like I said, we're just going to enter some practice sessions. We may or may not do a race. It all depends on how comfortable we feel. I don't want to enter a race session and we end up kind of rooting the race for other people on the track because we didn't have enough practice. It all depends on how good we feel on the track and how good everything works as far as the stream goes. Now, hopefully, like I was saying, the headset is not moving too much. I can't really tell at the moment. Here, actually, I could do this. I could pull it up right here. Kind of see in real time what it looks like, because I was having an issue with it kind of tilting because we have a few wires kind of coming out the side here. Let's see. Gonna be a little bit of a delay. Just trying to make sure, because I'm actually watching the stream here. Pick on, this is the Samsung CHG90. All right, so yeah, it looks pretty neat. After an hour of trying to set up the... Ron, how are you doing, buddy? I think this actually looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. I think we're gonna be good. Frank, I think I only got like a partial message from you, buddy. It says, after an hour of trying to set up that's all I got from you. So, Mr. Awesome, why do I use the Formula 1 wheel thingy? Well, that's going to be appropriate for the type of car we're going into. We do have a normal wheel. You can see that right here. We do have a normal roundish wheel that we use more for, like, you know, rally and stuff like that. But all depends on what car we're going into and whether or not I even feel like changing it. Sometimes I just don't feel like changing it. Sorry, after hours of trying to set up the 50-inch 4K HDR setup, you have come to the conclusion 2D truly sucks. Well, it all depends on your setup. It really does. It really does. After years of VR, I still love VR, and we're still gonna live stream VR. That's not going away. But I have been, with the correct FOV and this aspect ratio, have been really immersed by this setup, really much so. So I kind of like it. I do. I'm gonna have to put like a pad underneath here or something. Whew. Not used to having that on my forehead. Oh yeah, I highly agree, Frank. Immersion wise, total immersion, nothing is really going to beat VR. Got a little bit of an angle there. Okay. Might have to actually lower. Kind of a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how it works. Trying to make sure nothing's getting a little skewed there. Come on. Come on. So I do like the support that we do have in Iracing with the wide monitor. You set it up like you set up any other monitor, and it just works. Come on. There we go. All right, now hopefully you all can hear. I'm sure you guys hear what's going on right now. Got a bunch of people on the track right now. I'm gonna leave relative on the screen. We got another car of the same class right behind us. If he comes past us, I'm going to let him pass. So that way I can kind of judge my time based off of him, kind of get the line correct. I'm going to take the outside line here, have him come up the inside.
Left side. Clear on the left.
There he goes. All right. So we do have motion going, but in this car in Iracing, I do notice that the motion is a lot more. Whoa, 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 whoa! Woo! Ah, and we slid off. I got so freaking freaked out by that that car spinning around that I forgot about this tight left-hander here. I'm gonna let this next car go. There we go. So now we have a nice window to come back on track safely. Got a bunch of people in the pits. Finland, yeah. We got to get back on that. Didn't slow down enough. This car is actually really enjoyable to drive here. Once you actually know what the car can handle on this track. We're just in a practice session. Still trying to figure things out here with this car. We got about an hour and a half before the race starts. We got some good time if we decide to actually enter the race. We need to cut into that apex a little bit more. Alright, come on now. I do gotta say, I really love with this monitor. I don't know if it's being conveyed. I know this GoPro I'm wearing is only conveying 60 frames per second, but this is a 144 hertz monitor. We're getting 190 frames per second right now. It does make a difference. It really does, and I'm surprised that it does. Because I've never been kind of like on that high frame rate bandwagon with sim racing, to be honest with you. I raced on a TV or my headset, which is, you know, 90 frames per second. If you got the settings kind of set up correctly. That guy ahead is pulling away from us pretty good, so I know I still have a lot to learn, lap-wise, lap time. Get a decent lap time with this car at this track. I gotta assign the buttons to the black box on here. There we go. So we should be 142.5. That's the #1 time. Got a turned around Porsche over here. Let's go in the pits and kind of catch up with you guys. See where our pit stall is. I know we're like towards the front of... I think we're towards the front. There we go. Yeah, we're actually first. Second pit stall. Alright. I forgot what button I assigned actually to get out of the car. Oh well, I'm gonna have to hit. There we go. All right, let's see. GoPro cutout. No, I did not check out the cool shirt system. So, let me actually see this. You're saying the GoPro's cutting out. I'm watching the stream now. Oh. I wonder if my capture card is going bad. I was having issues with my capture card. So it comes and goes, huh? That's unfortunate. Then it just started again on its own. Very weird. Very, very weird. I'm sorry, guys, if that's happening. Let's see. Go for checks. Yeah, the monitor is doing good. Unfortunately, we're having some issues with the stream here. You know what? Let me That's interesting. So let me actually check this here. Let me see where we are battery-wise on the GoPro itself. Because I do actually have it plugged into the charger at the same time. Let's see if I could even find the app. Now, I don't know if it's plugged in the HDMI out, if it's actually going to give me anything here as far as like information or anything like that. This is my first time in a long time. I had the 3 Plus Black a long time ago. No, it's not recording. I think it might be the capture card. I was having issues with the capture card last night. Not cutting out though, like artifacting on the screen. So, kind of afraid it might be that. Let's see here. Let's see what we. All right, so it's not actually connecting to the camera. All right, so let me unplug this here and see if it will connect to the camera then. The charger, there we go. Lot to learn here. And it's still not wanting to connect to the GoPro. Let me just take it off. Wow, the GoPro is like boiling hot. Really, really warm. So I'm actually going to lower it because I had it on 1440p recording at 60 frames per second. I'm lowering it down. Do I have a soft lock on my wheel to each side about 9 degrees before full lock? Fabiano, you're in the same practice session? Possibly. Do you see me parked in pits right now? The blue and green car? You might be. Oh yeah, it just says you just connected on my bottom here. I do see you in practice. What car are you driving? So, I don't know. Maybe it was overheating. Very possible it could have been overheating. I don't know how long this battery is going to last, though. That's my only question, because we have... I don't know. We'll try it again. I'm not exactly sure what actually did that, why it was cutting out the way it was. But now that I lowered the resolution, maybe we'll have a little bit more luck. We'll give it a shot. Hopefully. Because when I was looking at it, it was working. So, oh, you're driving the Corvette too? I might need to follow you to get a handle of this car and this track combination. Yeah, this thing got really warm. I could almost bet maybe it overheated. Here, let's actually put the fan on. So Ron, I saw your comment earlier. I have So Gopher Chucks, do you think that that's a possibility that maybe that's what we had going on? That maybe it just overheated and that's what we were seeing there? Hopefully the darn thing is straight. I don't know. That might be straight enough. So this is, it's kind of going to be like a test stream-ish in a way. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have the stream on my phone here, even though my phone's going to be dying soon. Nothing has good battery power with what I have. Everything dies very quickly. All right, let's go to race view. Check this out. Oh, okay. So I think it's probably because we're charging it at the same time. I do gotta say I really like the video quality of it. I think the video quality is really nice. Hey, Billy Strange, how you doing, buddy? We're trying something different. We're having some technical difficulties as usual. We just got this GoPro and we're hooking it up, and we actually had it kind of cut out on us. So I think it might be overheating. So we just put on a fan, just making sure everything is kind of good here. Seems to be a little too far to the right. All right. See what this looks like here. We got the motion going. Fabiano, yeah, your lap time is crazy. 1:43. I was about a second slower, maybe a little bit over a second. Let's see what we can do. Missed that apex. Come on. Let me know if the GoPro starts doing that cutting out thing again. I have the video feed up on my phone here, so that way I can try to monitor that to the best of my abilities here. I think now that we have the fan on, kind of blowing on it, might be helping it out big time. I gotta stop blocking up the brakes there. Fabiano, also, if you're still in chat, kind of wonder if you're running a setup. He's actually right up there. I feel like I could definitely go through that corner with a lot more speed. That was a little bit smoother. Oh, thank you, Fabiano. We're gonna go straight to the pits and give that a shot. I don't think I'm going to be doing it any justice, to be honest with you, but we'll give it a shot. Here, actually, let's just go to the pits. We got a little bit of a. There we go. Thank you, buddy. I greatly appreciate that. Let's give it our best shot. Thanks, man. That was actually him just ahead of us right there. Wish the car had a better internal rear view camera view. I mean, we do have our mirror right over. Maybe you need to put ABR 5 and 2, 5 on front. Okay. Oh yeah, it feels different. I think I'm gonna go back to pits. Give that a try. What you just said. Car is a lot more eager to turn in. Hey, whip! Yeah, let's go to pits and let's adjust that. There we go. Whippy whip! So that's because we're on the cutting edge of tech. Arnie, how you doing? Thank you so much. I don't think we're on the cutting edge of tech, but you know, we're trying. We're trying to just increase the immersion in different ways other than VR, you know. VR is out there. We love VR, but we're trying different things. Hopefully this darn camera doesn't mess with us again. All right, let's give that a shot. Let's see, we got about an hour before the race starts if we're going to enter it. Not sure if we're going to enter it or not. I want to make sure we're nice and comfortable. Plenty of practice. Last time we did this race, we were in the Porsche 911 RSR. we did pretty good. We actually got very comfortable with that car at this track. I feel like we did, Fathead, how you doing, buddy? I feel like we actually, you know, we did all right. Oh, practice session's over, and oh man, that's way different setup than what I was expecting. That's gonna take some practice, so we're gonna have to practice that. Session's over anyway. We got the checkered flag up there. Woo! That was interesting. Let's go into the next practice session and let's see what that is like. Also want to adjust some of the settings here for our editor. Just upping some of the motion settings just a little bit. Because Iracing is a little bit conservative as far as motion goes, depending on the car. Let's save that. Okay. And yeah, so let's go on to another practice session. You'd stay away from the McLaren. Are you referring to the wheel or the car? If you're referring to the wheel, this is actually a replacement that I've had. And since now they're selling them with the actual metal quick release, I haven't had an issue. Oh, all right. So Frank is asking about the wheels. So, it is bigger than the F1 wheel. It's a GT3 sized wheel, so it is wider. I do got to say, I do like the size of it for GT3 much better than F1, like taking an F1 wheel. F1s tend to be pretty small for quick responses. But this wheel here, since they're now shipping it with the metal quick release, I haven't had an issue too much. So there was one time I thought I was having an issue with it, and it turns out it wasn't. But other than that, I think it's been rectified because now they're selling them with the metal quick release. I think the price went up because of it just a little bit, but you know. Let's refresh this. Let's see what other sessions there are. Got a wire kind of pinching my ear. All right, so we got another session 241. Fabiana, if you want to join in, I'm joining in 241. Looks like we got some time on this one as well. The SMPC, how you doing, buddy? We're joining in, like I said, practice session 241 if you guys are interested. We're going to try to get ready for this race. If we can. We're at Watkins Glen. Oh, Norman Robinson, how are you doing, buddy? How's it going, man? How's the rig? Hope all is well. If you guys are curious, where this is just a very cheap tablet. I actually got it for like 10 or 15 bucks on a Black Friday deal. It's a really cheap Android tablet, and we're just running Dash Meter Pro off of it, and it works wonderfully well. I've had this tablet for like 3 years now, so they have much better processors than today's versions. It's kind of like, I mean, this thing kind of struggles to take a picture, let's put it that way. I might have even had it longer than 3 years. So Dash Meter Pro, if you guys are interested at all, That's what I use. I know there's other dash apps out there, and they all work great, but that's what I use. You just have to download, like, they send you a link, or it's actually in the description when you download the program itself. If you go to, I think, help, they tell you what website to go to download the software for the computer, and it connects over Wi-Fi or USB. We use Wi-Fi, and there's almost no latency. Love the GoPro setup. Cool, man. Good deal. All right. Trying to have you guys as immersed as we are in this one here. I still have a lot of buttons to bind. Fabiano, I just saw you just connected. Cool. Let's see. We got... The thing I like about it is it's fully customizable as far as the dash app is concerned. Car kind of feels a little bit tail happy. Trying to look at the phone here and make sure. I don't know. I think we might go back to the up. I just heard the GoPro kind of stop. Let's see. Let's see why. Doesn't really feel super hot. I don't know if something got hit. Oh, it might be an inactivity thing, now that I think of it. Yep, might be an inactivity thing. So, does that wheel have rumble support? This one, the McLaren, no. I know what you're talking about. Fanatics have like vibration motors in the wheels themselves, but this is not a club sport line. This does not. But it's so light, you feel a lot of the wheelbase through it, so you kind of, I don't really miss it personally. Let's see if there's any way. Yeah, let's go back to the pits. Yeah, the tail is light. Frank, thank you so much, man. I'm glad it's working out. We just got to work out some of the kinks. I literally just purchased this today. I haven't even charged it fully as far as the GoPro goes. We literally just got it on. I plugged it in, and we kind of just went. And let's see here. Let's see if there's a way to turn off like auto power off, because that's what happened. Let's see. Let's go to preferences. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Maybe under general. No. Auto power off. 15 minutes. Okay. Never. There we go. We got that one settled. That was a nice, quick, and easy fix. Look at that. See, we're learning. We're learning. We're almost there. One thing is with this setup, you still have messed up hair. Just like VR, I'm still going to end up with an inverted mohawk or messed up hair. Oh, the lengths we go to try to bring immersion to you guys. I'm trying my best. I want you guys to get to experience what we're experiencing as much as possible. I kind of feel like, you know, with this hobby, with this sport, you know, people are going to join in once they get an idea of what the heck is going on. And I'm trying my best to kind of convey that as much as possible. I mean, we have our DSLR kind of mounted to the seat up here, but like I said, in our last two streams that we did, it didn't really bring that immersion factor that I was looking for as much as I wanted. So we're trying the GoPro. We're trying to see if this works instead. Let's see. Norman, thank you so much, man. Compared to VR, so for me, because, all right, so if you take a 49-inch monitor and you take a 49-inch TV, 49-inch monitor with this aspect ratio and a 49-inch TV, this is wider because of the aspect ratio. It's wider. Squished this way, but wider than a 49-inch TV, right? As far as a monitor goes, this is probably like how Fanatec is like the CSW V2.5 right now is like the best, regarded as one of the best belt-driven wheelbases out there. This is probably going to be like the most immersive monitored setup you can get because it has a really strong curve to it. It has an 1800R curve. It really makes you feel immersed. Like you get a good sense of depth perception because you can set up the frame, the field of view correctly. It's really immersive, especially the fact that you don't have any bezels or anything like that kind of cramping your style. It's really great, but VR still has its place. Total immersion, total feel of feeling like you're in the car. VR is going to win hands down, but this is a close second. It really is. And it's kind of hard because the pros for this one are it's easier to run than VR because it is a 1080p display. And I know a lot of people freak out about that, but there are other ones coming out on the market. And I think the biggest thing for me is not the fact that it's a like this monitor. It's the fact, it's the total package. So I'm more so thinking about 32:9 monitors in general. So there's other ones coming out on the market that you guys probably seen through CES. So in general, this monitor, this aspect ratio, the frame rate, the 144 frames per second, everything together just makes for a really compelling argument against VR. If for whatever reason you can't do VR, let's just say you get motion sick really easily. One of my friends, literally, I put him in the motion rig and I set him in front of a TV and he got motion sick. VR was like an instantaneous sickness, no matter what we did. And so something like this in a non-motion rig would be his best bet, honestly. But do I think I will replace VR for this? No. But I enjoy it just as much with racing. I can't, as far as a monitor goes, triples or anything like that, I don't have room for triples right now. That's another question that I get is, do I think, you know, this monitor is better than triples? It's kind of hard to say because triples, you are seeing wider, you are getting a wider field of view, or you are seeing more of the inside of the car and the outside of the car. You are seeing more. So if the bezels really bother you that much, then I guess so. But
Got a straight car on the right. Go left.
I want to follow behind you, buddy. All right. So this car, Fabiano, I don't know if you're still listening, bud. Still feeling really light in the rear. I'm having to counter steer it a lot. As you can see there. So, let's see what we can do in the garage to kind of fix this. If you have So the SMPC, you bought the same monitor but returned it. Loved it for sim racing, but the pixel density wasn't good in your opinion for regular gaming. Do a lot of regular gaming as well. Okay. You leave your Odyssey for sim racing. So that's a perfect argument right there. I don't do any normal gaming for the most part. I do have a 144 hertz like 1080p monitor over there. But, you know, I only do sim racing here, so for me this makes more sense. But there are other monitors coming out 32:9, 49-inch, higher resolution. They release a lot of them at CES, so you know, if anyone's interested in that, I would definitely look into those. But definitely, you're going to want the higher frame rate monitors. New one sent. Ooh. Thank you, Fabiano. Give this one a try. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You're helping me get around this track.
You got a slow car on the
Oh,
right.
traffic jam.
Car right, clear.
Oh, much more stable. Thank you so much, buddy. Very wide there.
Left side, clear.
All right. Fabiano, school us, man. Teach us how to drive this car at the track. You know, I've driven this car around the Nordschleife just for fun when we were setting up this monitor and everything like that. And it was absolutely amazing. And then I remembered this car is in the Imsa series. Let's see. $143,777. All right, so we already increased our lap time by a little over a second. Oh, Big stutters. Big stutters. Not stopping. Sorry. 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 I can't see what's going on. Everything is kind of just gone.
You've got wheel damage.
What the heck was that about? Huge amounts of stutters there. Completely lost what I was seeing. Oh yeah, yeah. VR is not going nowhere. VR is definitely not going nowhere, and it's not going anywhere here. I always have it really close by. See, it's right here. I never have my VR headset too far away at all. My steering wheel just fell down. So, yeah. VR is never going anywhere, but I wanted to supplement VR with something that we can kind of see our rig with and be able to see chat very easily. So, it's just, you know, this is just another way of racing. Kind of wondering what caused that graphical glitch that made me completely stop seeing anything. That was really weird. Because we're hitting about 190 frames per second. Might actually lower that down as far as the overhead cap, because we're hitting 144 almost all the time at least. So, you know what? Let me do that now. Let me do that now. Just to make sure it's not because of, you know, we're maxing out overhead or anything like that. Let's see, let's go to options, graphics. We're going to set the limit to about 160. And I think that should be good there. Alright, so Fabiano's already out on track. Yep, yep. Kyber GT, he's absolutely correct. And hopefully that doesn't happen again. I know you guys were probably able to see that. Like, you couldn't see anything on the screen. I do gotta say, this setup is so much better than the OEM setup that you get from Iracing default. Thank you so much, Fabiano. Still getting used to the abilities of the car, so still pretty off pace, but I think we're getting there. Slid that one in. Hopefully we didn't wreck the tires. We gotta brake sooner. $142,875. Nice. If we could be pretty consistent there, that was pretty wide. We locked up the brakes pretty hard. I feel like the car has a lot more in it as far as handling, and I'm like not giving it enough credit, you know what I mean? I'm not really utilizing it. Being very soft on turnings, I'm afraid to oversteer, or that just comes down to practice with the car.
Just my, you've already ruined my lap, mate.
Let's see.
Right side. Clear.
Sorry, buddy. I was gonna let you by. Try to follow his break points. I kind of messed it up.
You'll have to slow down and give up the time gain.
Messed that one up big time. All right. Interestingly enough, I'm using a stereo headset splitter. I can hear the car, I can't hear chat. I don't know if you guys are able to hear chat at all. .142.688, still not my smoothest run. I'm kind of wondering if we should stop and get some new tires. We do have to register for the race soon. feel like we're kind of destroying the tires with overdriving a little bit, so not really getting the lap times that we are desiring at the moment. The 142.4. Thanks, man. Really wide, up into the wall. I was trying to push it a little bit. Do not break into that to last corner. To that second to last corner. Okay. I think you're talking about that left-hander. Yeah, that left-hander. Okay. Yeah, I kind of just left it in fourth gear, and I just kind of like came off a little bit and rode it through. For example, could I buy this 49-inch monitor or just two 27 monitors and just throw two 27s on the side? It would literally look like you're sitting in a vehicle. Honestly, I thought about that. I really have, Frank, and that would be insane. That would be like out friggin' yonder over here. It would be 180-degree coverage, but it would take up so much room for me. That wouldn't really be cool, because right over here is my wife's setup. This is my wife's computer that we're using for streaming, and so this would be her setup. And yeah, I don't think she would like that very much, but I have thought about that. I think you could. I think you could. It would be pretty graphically intensive, but yeah, I think you could. So we're going to jump out of here, and we are going to, I think, register for the race. And then we're going to take just a quick, I got to run, grab a bottle of water, quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys. The monitor is the size of the windshield. It is. It's crazy. I love it. It's the size of the windshield for, like, my Camaro. This is my car right here. This is the L1. And when you're sitting in the car, this is all you really see. So I'm kind of used to it. A lot of people say it looks smush, but I'm kind of used to it. But it is the height of 27-inch monitors, and 27-inch monitors have been regarded as like the sweet spot for us sim racers. I know a lot of you guys are using 32s, and that's freaking phenomenal for like triple screens. But you know, cost-wise and everything like that, 27s has been regarded as the sweet spot, and that's the height of this monitor. So yeah, if you get two other 27s, that would be sick. All right, so the race is going to start at 2:45. We're probably going to enter some practices in just a moment, but we're just going to pause here for a second. I'm not going to see. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's see. Saying we're in the red all of a sudden. Not exactly sure why. We are hitting the needed frame rate, but Frank, thanks, man. Thanks, said sweet car. I appreciate that. So, not exactly sure why it's coming back a little bit. But anyway, we're going to pause here for a moment. I think I am going to stop the stream. I'm going to grab some water and everything like that. And we're going to resume in just a moment. Again, that race starts at 2:45. So if you guys want to jump in, it's going to be the Imsa Iracing Online Sports Car Championship at Watkins Glen International. It's the boot orientation. We're going to be driving the Corvette C7 Daytona prototype. At least we're going to try to as best as we can. And yeah, we're going to give it our best shot. So I'll see you all back in just a little bit. We're just going to take a quick break to kind of grab water, kind of shove something down our face, eat something real quick, and then we should be back. So everyone, thank you so much for joining in. And again, I'll see you in a minute. Don't go anywhere.